let this be rumors. Why Pat can't talk about Caitlin Clark? What's going on? Did a deal fall through? Was it personal? Did ESPN tell you not to? I'm watching Pat talking about, God said this, God said that. Who told you you couldn't talk about it? What's going on, baby? I don't get it. And then I'm hearing the rumors, Caitlin Clark, ESPN, water and oil, which makes no sense because you got Caitlin Clark, a young lady who's brought ESPN, not ESPN, well, ESPN too, but NBA, WNBA to a place that they ain't never been from a rating standpoint. That's a fact. Look, the thing came out today, updated August the 3rd, the 23rd so today, 2024. Look, WNBA TV ratings. Caitlin Clark helps WNBA reach historic mark, 18 games, over 1 million viewers. Look what this young lady has done. This is 20 games right here. Out of the 20, 14 games, right? So the number one game, if you see Indiana Fever, of course, Chicago Sky, Angel Reese, shout out and salute to both of these young ladies, over 2 million views, right? On ESPN. But check this out. Indiana Fever, Phoenix Mercury. Obviously, I know why they got a lot of views. I believe Diana Taurasi plays for Phoenix Mercury. If I'm wrong about that, y'all let me know in the comments. But anyways, Ion. What the hell is Ion? Maybe it's the big new channel out there. If it's a channel in general, I know they got money compared to other regular people, but Ion, I've never heard of them compared to ESPN, ESPN2, CBS, ABC, but still over 1 million views. Out of the 20 games they got listed here, 16 belongs to in Indiana Fever, starring Caitlin Clark and company. Over 1 million views. And if you look here, this was a little on the 700,000 on Ion, but Caitlin Clark was a part of that too. So it just makes no sense to me, ESPN. What the hell is going on behind closed doors? If it's true, why are you cutting your nose to spite your face? Why are you cutting your ears? Why are you gouging your eyes to spite your face? Y'all need to figure out what y'all need to do to get along. I get it. A lot of times us as human beings, we can know what's the best for us. But even knowing what's the best for us, a lot of times we can be consumed by our emotions to do goofy shit. Quick story. Me and my daughter, we were driving down the street. We was on this highway. Not a highway, but it was like one of the busier roads in our town. We was on Business Loop. And I remember driving, and I don't know why we got into this conversation, but we were talking about women and men. And as I was giving her this example, this couple, they were with each other. And it was a woman and a man, and they got into it. They were arguing and stuff like that. Well, as they were walking, the woman almost gets hit. Not by me, but other cars that's obviously going down the street. And he grabs her, right? Because he stops arguing with her because his mindset is like, I know I'm mad, but fuck what's going on with how I feel right now. I need to make sure she's safe. Well, instead of her saying, you know what, let me stop arguing with my man until we get across the street, she still wasn't worried about being hit. She actually doubled down, stopped in the middle of the street where the traffic was coming coming from, and she started sticking out her middle finger at people, and people did stop and screech. But I'm like, imagine if it was somebody that didn't give a fuck. She gone, right? Like you finna get your body, you finna get taken out because you were overcome with your emotions. Point being, you look at ESPN, you look at Caitlin Clark. If that's the case, I get it. Sometimes you could be so frustrated about something for whatever reason. You may be in the wrong, but if you're frustrated enough about that situation, cooler heads will not prevail. You're going to double down on your stance at that particular moment. But I hope this is not the case with Caitlin Clark and ESPN. I hope it's all rumors. I'm just going by what I've seen, and obviously I've heard some things. Okay? So as I was saying, going back to what I was saying, so Caitlin Clark has already done that for the W. So it makes no sense to not want to have this great relationship with her while she's at the peak of her powers. And I think she's going to get even better. So it makes no sense not to have this great relationship and promote this lady, promoter, to the hell what other people say. You're supposed to be in the business and make money. That's what I thought ESPN was supposed to do. Okay, so Max, you still haven't explained how has Caitlin Clark forced ESPN to admit that she should have been in the Olympics. This is just my perspective. So let's dial it back a little bit or rewind it a little bit. So if you look here, this was posted when June the 6th. Caitlin Clark wasn't even ranked in the top 6 as a rookie. And this was by one of the ESPN writers right here, as you can see, Neil Payne, ESPN NBA writer Neil Payne. Now, if they're lying on your name, please let me know in the comments. You'll probably never see this video, or if somebody that's familiar with this, with Neil Payne in this story, please let me know in the comments. So it says here, Clark was listed at number 6, and then it says Neil Payne explained, so the writer explained how the list was created, which ranked the top 9 rookies through the first month of the season. There are various statistics and metrics used to create the rankings. The rankings primarily uses 3 metrics: win shares, estimated wins added, and player efficiency rating. All of that information comes from Basketball Reference. Now, we know as human beings, rankings change. You can start off somewhere and you can be somewhere else, right? You can be up and be knocked all the way down, or you can be all the way down and find your way, up that mountain. We know this. But anywho, so that's where she started at, based off ESPN writer. And I'm pretty sure when it comes to somebody writing something from ESPN, they have to be given what you call the blessings from the company to release that. They don't just get to randomly release something from the pocket of ESPN without a blessing from the interworkings of ESPN. That's what I would assume. So anywho, but if you look here, Caitlin Clark went from the not being ranked in the top 5 as a rookie to number 15 overall as an NBA player. For those that don't know, they came out with the rankings. This was a little over a week ago. If you want, I'm gonna scroll up just so that you can see. So this was posted on ESPN. This is the ESPN website. This was August the 14th, so a little over a week ago. And it just shows the rankings. A'ja Wilson, obviously number 1. They had a preseason ranking as number 1. She still won. Breanna Stewart 2 and 2. Collar went from 5 to 3, but you see the players. And if you look at these names, most of these players were on the Olympics team. So you just continue to look. You got Nika, De'Erica, Copper, Plum, Ezzy, Enrique, Jewel, and then you got Caitlin Clark. It's 15, right? From what I've heard, this is just what I heard. I could be. They look. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what I heard through the grapevine. Most people, the voters, got her as an MVP candidate. Not saying she's going to win it over A'ja Wilson. We're not saying that. But just to even be mentioned as an MVP candidate as a rookie is crazy. Shout out and salute to Candace Parker, who won it as a rookie. I believe she was a rookie. She won NBA Rookie of the Year and MVP her rookie year. So shout out and salute to the great Candace Parker. But my point is, just to be mentioned as an MVP candidate, that's crazy. So to me, if you're mentioned as an MVP candidate, it's hard to be ranked number 15. I'm pretty sure you're ranked in the top 5, at least. But they can't, ESPN ain't going to do that. They say, oh, 15, we can do that. 5, with makes sense. No, can't do that, right? So, and then one other thing I heard that when it comes to Caitlin Clark, I'm not gonna say all because that's a bit strong, but I heard that most GMs right now wouldn't take nobody over Caitlin Clark. Nobody. That's including A'ja Wilson. Like right now, if they had to pick a player right now going forward, like now and going forward for the next 10, 15 years, they say Caitlin Clark for sure. Not just because of her skill set, but because obviously the business aspect of what she would bring to that team. So, which makes sense, right? That's just what I heard. Don't shoot me. I ain't do it. I'm just telling you what I heard. So again, you got, hey boy, quiet down a little bit. So, you got the ratings. I think I just went over the ratings of her. Did I go over the ratings? Shit. If I didn't, I'm just gonna show it very quickly. So like I said, it just makes no sense for ESPN not to like her. She's helped. Look. WNBA ratings. Caitlin Clark helped WNBA reach, and this is why I gotta start having the pad and the paper. So like when I got like what I want to talk about written down, I can just check that shit off. That's what I'll be doing in the future, y'all, because I shouldn't be repeating stuff. That's my fault. My apology if I'm repeating this. But in WNBA TV ratings, Caitlin Clark helps WNBA reach historic mark 18 games over 1 million views. If you look at these games, again, out of the 20, 16 of them with the over 1 million views, Indiana Fever. Starring Caitlin Clark and company, which is damn impressive. Okay, so again, you already see the rankings and stuff of that nature. Now, this is the team. When I mean team, this is the Olympics team, which was consisted of 12 players. Okay, 12 players. Which, of course, Diana Taurasi, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't even ranked. Well, she was ranked ahead of Brittany Griner. But Brittany Griner being on the Olympics team based off them needing size would make sense. It wouldn't bother me. Aaliyah Boston 17, Bonners 18, Angel Reese 19. Shout out salute to Angel. Caleb Jones. So no Diana Taurasi in the top 25. So the reason why I mentioned Diana, because obviously Diana was on the team. Of course, Brittany Griner, who she was ranked ahead of, and I'm talking about by ESPN. She was ranked ahead of Brittany Griner, but Brittany Griner would make sense if she's on there based off size. Okay, I'm not going to argue that. But this here, Diana Taurasi one doesn't make sense to me, because to me, based off what I've seen, I'm talking about based off now, and even up to that point, at worst, Caitlin Clark would have been like even with her from a skill standpoint. I have her, but let's just say worst case would have been even. Well, business tells you that Caitlin Clark is going to bring in more eyeballs. She's going to bring in a different demographic. More likely, it's going to bring in a different type of sponsor or sponsorships based off what would have happened in the Olympics, her being there and playing in the Olympics. So to me, it just made no sense. All the checks is like, why did she go? I honestly believe behind closed doors, there were more than enough people. A majority of people was like, I'm gonna cut my nose. I'm emotional right now, and that's fine. I'm emotional. I'm gonna cut my nose to spite my face. I don't want her playing. She shouldn't get special treatment. Blah 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 this, blah blah that. Now we know when it comes to the W, rookies have played, because that was the excuse at first. Rookies have played. Candace Parker, Brianna Stewart, Diana Taurasi, and somebody else. Then they said experience, which makes no sense because you get experience by going to do that thing to get experience in, which would have been her going to the Olympics. So that made no sense. Okay. Then, if you go and look, they beat Team USA, but I mean Team WNBA beat them by almost a 10-piece. If you look at the roster, yes, Clark didn't score a lot in that particular game. She had 10 assists. She would have been perfect for that Olympics team. She already, all the players that can already score. You ain't got a player in Clark who's not going to be trying to take your shine from a scoring standpoint. She going to get y'all involved. She's great without the basketball, meaning that she can move without the basketball. If y'all needed her in certain games where she needed to shoot the 3 ball, she would have shot the 3 ball. But then again, from the business standpoint, that would have ultimately been the best move by a mile. So that's the thing that I don't understand with this situation. Okay, I know people may say Arike, business-wise, Arike, but from a play standpoint, from what I heard, she's more volume, more like it's better for you to have players that will need her to score. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Oh shit! I mean, is my phone? Hold on, y'all. I thought my stuff was plugged up. Is it not plugged up? What's going on? Why it ain't charging? That's curious. Huh. Okay. That was church. Anyways, so from her style, because I heard that she tried, and I'm talking about Enrique, I heard that she tried to make it on the last team and she didn't make it. I don't know if it was the last Olympics or like the last team where they go play in the Worlds, but she didn't make it. So I don't know if that's her style of play or anything like that. But nonetheless, because I know people may try to use that as an excuse as well. But going back to what I was saying with Caitlin Clark, business-wise, it makes no sense not to have her on that team. Okay? But as I was saying, based off the way she plays, based off the rankings now, based off how things are unfolding, I don't think I showed y'all the standings yet. If you see here, Fever in the top 8, because there's only 8 teams that can make it in the WNBA to the playoffs. Chicago Sky in the top 8. They're number 8, which is with Angel Reese's team. Shout out and salute to her. But with that being said, all of that stuff together shows you, like, yeah, ESPN knows, like, yeah, she should have made the Olympics. But definitely just based off their own ranking shows, like, yeah, she should have been on the Olympics. For sure, for sure. But like I said, it is what it is with that. I'm going to leave y'all with this before I get the hell out of here. So, I've heard things about the Rookie of the Year. I don't know how things were going earlier, but I heard that when it comes to Angel Reese, she had her double-doubles, and she's had more double-doubles in a season. I think she has the record now. I don't know. But she was leading for Rookie of the Year. And I'm like, based off the things that I've seen as of now, there's no way. No. And this is no disrespect towards Angel. Number one, I think Angel and Caitlin Clark, they're both awesome in their own way. They bring their own abilities in their own way. So if you look on Angel Reese's side, I would love to have her on my team just based off she seems to work hard. She goes after the loose balls. She brings a certain energy that's going to be infectious for the team in a good way in terms of wanting to play harder and things of that nature. Like she leads by example and things of that nature. So you're going to want to play harder when you got somebody that's like that playing on your team. So I would definitely love to have a teammate like that. That's, to me, it's no question. And then both ladies are doing great. They've made more money now than most of us ever going to see in a lifetime. They have more social status, popularity than most of us ever will have. So both ladies are doing great. Okay. But if I had to choose based off like franchise changer, I'm going with Caitlin Clark. Come on, man. Her skill set, her ability to dribble, her ability to get people involved. I think she's already the best passer in basketball as a rookie, based off what I've seen. And then she plays well off the ball, so she can just cut and get, like, you can just set her up, screen, catch the ball, and pull up from third at 24, whatever, from anywhere. She doesn't have a spot. She, put it like this, she makes it very strenuous on the defense. You got to know where she's at all times. So, just her style of play, and then the aura that she has in terms of people wanting to watch her play, bringing in the eyeballs and things of that nature. As an owner, of course, it would be a no-brainer. Let me have Caitlin Clark. But both ladies are doing very, very well, and I hope that they both continue to have much success in their endeavors. So as I was saying, I just think based off ESPN rankings and based off the things that's happened up to this point with the WNBA, and I think these rankings are, if they have another ranking at the end of the year, I think this ranking, they're going to be forced to put her in the top 10 if she continues to go down the road she's going in terms of her game. And like I said, based off that, she's basically forcing the ESPN to admit, like, yeah, she should have been in the Olympics. Yeah, she's the Rookie of the Year. Yeah, she's that chick. But y'all better figure it out. I don't know what's going on with y'all. Whoever pissed in whoever's cornflake, y'all better figure this out. I apologize that I pissed in your cornflakes, ESPN. I apologize that I pissed in your cornflakes, Caitlin Clark. Let me go get you a nice clean bowl, a nice clean spoon, some more cornflakes. What kind of milk you want? You want almond, unsweetened, original, vanilla? Do you want Prairie Farms? Do you want the store brand? Do you like 2%, 1%? That smart brand. Like, what do you want? Like, I'm trying to make things work right now. So yeah, y'all better figure this out, man. Because to me, it just makes no sense. Like to the hell with the emotional side when it comes to your political views and things of that nature. Y'all can stay out of each other's space when it comes to that. But when it comes to the business side, it makes no sense not to, you know, get this shit, get whatever shit y'all need to get together and go get that money.